This one instead goes to the far side, a third return man for Denton Ryan. It's reeled in, looking for the reverse. They give it into the hands of Trey Smith, who has some space. Smith to the 50, a block out in front from Billy Bowman Jr. Trey Smith is going to take it to the house. No flags. There's the answer for Denton Ryan.
Texas only brings 3. Brownholt steps up into the pocket, and it's intercepted. At the 40-yard line, it's the second pick for North Texas defensively, and it's that man again, Kevin Woods.
And they give it to him in the backfield, in the flats. He is so dangerous, so elusive, and he is gone. 20, 10, touchdown, 1 play, 1 score, 9th receiving touchdown of the year for Evan Stewart, and Liberty strikes right back.
6.5 yards per play. That's pretty much right on average for the Mean Green, and this one's complete as well. Jalen Darden off to the races, 4 touchdowns for the Bolitnikoff Award semifinalist. Austinani back in at quarterback. Play action as he looks over the middle, going long down the near sideline. He's got a man, it's caught. Touchdown North Texas. Deontay Simpson for the 4th time this year. 4 wideouts for UTEP. 3 to the near side. Here goes Brownholtz. Tucks it and runs. He's got some space. All the way to the 15-yard line. He shakes a tackle, and he's going to take it into the end zone. It's a 29-yard touchdown run for UTEP. Some early afternoon showers have come and gone, making way for a perfect December night for football in Denton, Texas. Tonight, the Mean Green of North Texas close out the 2020 regular season with a much-awaited in-state bout with the UTEP Miners as we welcome you to Apogee Stadium and ESPN's coverage of college football here on a Friday night alongside the former Mean Green linebacker, Hekma Harrison. I'm Kyle Youmans, bringing you a game that was originally scheduled, Hekma, for October, but tonight as we move into December, it holds just as much postseason weight.
Yeah, there are some major ramifications for UTEP, who has to get a victory here to qualify for a bowl berth. And all of that is going to come on the arm of Gavin Hardison. This guy has a big arm. It's not enough to say it. This kid has a hollister. And when we talked to Coach Dimmel about his sophomore redshirt quarterback, he said it's all about him grasping the complexity of the Miners' offense and them implementing each week plays that he's able to execute on game day.
When he's talked about the football IQ at the quarterback position, even for a young guy, is very high. The footwork is something to work on, but his arm kind of gets him out of trouble.
Yeah, mechanics is there, and when we talked to him one-on-one, he said it. He admitted, hey, I rely on my arm strength a lot, and sometimes that gets me in trouble. I have to be better today.
They're looking for their first bowl berth since 2014. They'll have to do so against the top 10 offense, and one of the biggest weapons is Jalen Darden.
Jalen Darden is the name that you have to circle, underline, and highlight because he is a special talent here in North Texas. And I mean to tell you, it's not enough to talk about his skill and ability, but he is a distinguished route runner. When I say, Kyle, distinguished, I mean like leather patches on a smoking jacket, distinguished. He is that dude, and he has done everything the right way here in Denton.
Had a big week as well off the field as he was named a Bolitnikoff Award semifinalist, one of 11 semifinalists across the country, including guys from every conference, the SEC, Big 12, and above, and it's because of the numbers he's put up in just 8 games.
Yeah, you have to keep that in context. He's done that in 8 games, and that just makes it so much more special, especially with the ball club that have had to deal with so many cancellations. But again, Jalen Darden is so special, and you'll see that tonight.
A top 10 offense from North Texas taking on UTEP. It's the 29th all-time meeting between the Miners and the Mean Green. Kickoff is next on ESPN. North Texas is going to go for it on 4th and 3. Over the middle, wide open is Jalen Darden. He had the first down, step backwards, and has to fight his way back past the sticks, but he does just that, making the entire North Texas sideline nervous.
You know, when we were talking to Jalen Darden, and we asked him, man, who do you curtail your game after? And he pulled out a bunch of names, man, that all were similar to his style. He said Diggs, but one of the things that he said that I thought was really impressive, he said, I don't trust anyone. I'm going to bet on myself if I'm one-on-one with anybody.
That's exactly what he did here, and he looked like he was short of the markers here, had it there, but then went backwards for a little bit, and he still was able to beat the man to the outside.
Yeah, that's just wonderful, and that just shows his sudden explosiveness and him trusting his abilities to get to the marker.
Second down and 10, a handoff up the middle, a little extra speed and an extra burst from Trey Siggers, and the Duncanville prospect gets inside the 15-yard line for a first down scamper.
Yeah, Siggers is just that change of pace that these guys, they start with Torrey, give him a little bit of attaway, and let Siggers put the cherry on top.
They give it to him again, and he continues to explode. Another gain of about 10. He's just shy of the marker, but they're going to give it to him instead. It's a North Texas first down inside the 4-yard line. The Mean Green trying to extend their lead. Play action to Siggers. Ani rolling out right, has some room, and he bursts forward for the touchdown. North Texas in a rushing score for Austin Ani here in the third.
That's a good job by Austin Ani. You said he needed one of those drives to kind of put his staple or his DNA on this game, and he did that, and this run is a perfect example of it. Instead of handing it off to his running back, he takes it himself and gets a touchdown for North Texas.
Fourth touchdown for Ani today, 3 through the air, 1 on the ground, just his second rushing touchdown of the season, and it is his longest rushing touchdown of the campaign. And North Texas all of a sudden up by 10, taking advantage of turnovers, 14 points off of 2 interceptions here in the third quarter alone.
Yeah, you can't have too many of those, and again, that's what happens. And you know, the Miners have done a really good job of anytime they have one of those turnovers, they mask it really well. They've come back, they've tried to play defense, but then you have these offensive miscues like they've been having, and finally North Texas is able to take advantage of it.
North Texas has had a lot of success in the third quarter this season. You look at games like Middle Tennessee, 21-0, 21-7 against Houston Baptist back on September 5th. Whenever they've had success in the third quarter, they've ultimately had success winning the football game. On the other side, UTEP has not had success in the third quarter all season long. They've been outscored in this frame 37-3. They've mustered 3 points in the third quarter all season long. Through their first 7 games, they have not scored here in the third tonight. It's a short pooch kick. And UTEP takes it to about the 31.
Yeah, that stat is really tough to blame on your backup quarterback because they've had some type of mental letdown here in the third quarter. I understand the turnovers, it takes all of the air or momentum out of your defense, but again, it should not automatically mean that the opposing team gets points, and you have this stingy defense that now all of a sudden are giving up points.
And they held North Texas to 17 through the first 2 quarters. It's good to see that man back in the ball game as LeBlanc, who left earlier with a bit of a stinger in his right leg, is back out on the defensive side of the football for the Mean Green. You know, they're happy about that. They're happy about the run defense and how they have stood strong today in the second half. They do so again. There's LeBlanc, makes a play.
Yeah, they've done a really good job when they want to. Again, they put so many guys down in the block, in the box, because they know that UTEP, the only thing they have is the ability to run.
Brown holds, tucks it and runs, and he goes forward to about the 37. Hankins in the backfield. They give it to him. Hank the Tank hurdles a defender, and he finds the end zone. The Miners go all the way down the field in a 2-minute drill, and they retake the lead here in Denton. Third down and 15. UTEP needs a big gain here. Under pressure, and he's going to go down for a sack. North Texas sends Gabriel Murphy off the edge. Rolling out to the right, looking deep down the field. He's got a wide open man. That one's caught into the end zone for Jordan Bailey. In enemy territory, big third down here. Martin steps up in the pocket, breaks to his left. He's going to have at least the first down, goes to the outside, has the edge, shakes the tackle, and he walks his way into the end zone. Drew Martin answers the way the senior should. Hand off to White. He's got some space inside the 25 to the 20, inside the 15. He's down to the 10. Taken down from behind, but the longest run of the day for Jared White sets up Wakeland inside the 10-yard line with a first and goal.
Saw some tempo earlier from Reedy. No tempo this time, but they do get a free play, getting everyone to jump offside, and it's a long bomb. They go for the home run ball, and Jalen Fuchsa reels it in for his second touchdown of the day.
Watch out for Donnelly. He is a red zone threat. Martin in the shotgun, fakes it, Going to Donnelly on the goal line. He reels it in. On cue, Drew Donnelly with his second touchdown reception. Switch defensively. It's an option play. They toss it out to Stewart, who has a blocker. Stewart again breaks a tackle, and he's gone. The freshman Harry Stewart takes it in from 46 yards. And this game is tied up. Centennial has come all the way back. And here's Green looking deep for Lowry, and a fingertip grab. Oh my goodness, and the dance in the end zone. Chase Lowry.
Got an offset tight end to the right, nobody out left. And that's where we're going to put White. White's that direction. He's wide open, lopped it up, and it's caught inside the 21-man. The Beatty throws a stiff arm, and he's going to walk his way in for the touchdown.
Here's Jonathan Bone on the carry. He turns upfield, spins his way to the 30, down the sideline. It's a foot race, has a couple men to beat. He reaches for the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Jonathan Bone from 51 yards out. His second touchdown of the night, and that one the more impressive of the two. Had to change the hands, got pushed out of bounds by Anderson. Clark, Padgett looking for the big ball, and it's caught inside the 5 for the touchdown. Caleb Smith, the third touchdown of the season for him, and Padgett with an absolute bullseye. Maybe looking deep this time. They are. Home run ball, far sideline, looking for step toe. Oh, he caught it with the fingertips over the defender and into the end zone. What a play.
Lone Star has taken all 5 of the previous meetings between these two programs. Average margin of victory of about 31 points per game. Took last year's meeting between the two squads 27-6. Independence actually led that football game 6-3 after the first quarter before Lone Star rattled off a total of 27 unanswered points, including 10 in the third quarter.
Well, an outstanding stat that I know you gave earlier. Lone Star's never lost a district game inside these walls here at the Ford Center.
Once again to the up back. This one's going to be grabbed by Reggie Bush, who has actually returned a couple of kicks in his time at Independence. The sophomore who's listed as a tailback, but he also doubles as the kicker, and then he triples as a return man, and then he quadruples as the punter. The man does everything, and with a name like Reggie Bush, you probably should.
No, you expect it. You got to live up to that family name, without question.
No relation, by the way.
A jack of all trades, just a real Swiss Army knife there.
So excellent field position for Independence to start their second drive of the evening. Braylon Braxton all by himself. Shotgun, 3 receivers to the near side, 1st and 10 from the 49-yard line. It'll be a QB draw up the middle. Braxton eludes a couple of tacklers and then dives his way forward, or more like rolls his way forward into Jalen Ford, and able to get to the first down marker and refresh the downs here for Independence.
Great patience there shown by Braylon Braxton. On that delayed quarterback draw, it was a run all the way, and he did a good job of slowing up, letting those blocks set up, zigzagging his way up for a first down.
Trips receivers to the top of the screen. 2 receivers to the near side. A full 5 wide out set here for Independence. Underneath 2:10 the play after this snap. Braxton in some trouble. Pressured immediately. Throws it up far sideline and wisely throws it out of bounds. Actually a nice snag made by Kyle Story on that Independence sideline. Russolillo was in on the pressure, though, right back behind, forcing Braxton to just get rid of the football.
And that was one where he just kind of rolled out into the pressure. Not much he could do there. Wise play to just throw it away, because for Lone Star, they are extremely opportunistic, having forced 17 defensive turnovers this year.
Brings up 2nd and long. Just over 2 minutes to play in the quarter. High snap to Braxton. He now rolls out again. He's pressured again. Russolillo in for the sack. All district in 2018. They move him the linebacker, and he comes up big with a huge sack. The first of the day and only the third that Independence has given up in 2019.
And he's playing with the club on his left hand. And Russolillo, holy cow. He had pressure on the previous play. This is one in space. It's mano-a-mano against one of the best athletes they're going to face all year. And he just takes him down. What an individual play by Russolillo in space.
Like I mentioned, was all district in 5-5A as just a sophomore. Started every game last year for the Lone Star Rangers. 4 wide out, but they're in tight here for Independence. 3rd and very long. Now Braxton has to extend the play again. Has a lot of room to work with. Doesn't have a receiver, though. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, but has to tiptoe his way out of bounds. Ray Reed able to make the play on the far sideline and keep number 1 in white under control.
Dwayne Orr, the running back for Independence, was wide open in the flats. Then he runs a little bit of a Texas route, hits it right over to the middle. The problem is Braylon Braxton, who's flushed out of the pocket, doesn't see him. He ends up having to keep it. But I think the story so far, Independence wants to push the ball down the field. Lone Star's secondary is absolutely smothering the receiving core of Independence right now. They are not able to get any kind of separation.
The decision is to go for it on 4th down. Braxton under pressure. Flag flies in late. Braxton stays on his feet somehow, looking downfield for any open receiver, and he lets one fly. A wide open man. It's McMillan inside the 10.
That kid is special.
Braxton, a magician, finds his man downfield, and pending the penalty, should have a fresh set of downs.
Well, the heartbreaker is I think it's coming back.
Wow.
And I think it's going to be a hold. But we need to take a moment and appreciate what we just saw.
Number 76 of the offense. 10-yard penalty. Replay 4th down.
Second-year starter Tyler McKinney, the junior who started at right guard as a sophomore in 2018, called for the flag. And it's the second straight Independence offensive drive in Lone Star territory that's going to be snuffed out because of a flag.
A play that will not count, but what a job by Braylon Braxton to keep that play alive, and then throws all the way across the field to McMillan. Could have been a huge play and one they'll look back on and say, man, what if?
Offense stays out on the field, 4th and extremely long. They need to get almost to the 30-yard line to keep the drive alive. They go for it. Looking deep. Braxton steps up in the pocket, has to shrug off a tackler, and it's Russolillo again. The all-district junior flies in and grabs Braxton from behind, and it's a turnover on down for the Rangers.
Relentless pursuit to the football. This Lone Star defense is absolutely giving the Independence Knights offensive line everything that they can handle. And if it wasn't Russolillo, they had on the backside Jaden Jones coming at him again. And there's only so much Braylon Braxton can do to keep that play alive. Excellent job by this front 7. Mainly that 3-down line set, though, of Lone Star to get pressure on Braxton and make time.
2 drives on the day so far for Lone Star. 2 touchdowns. Looking far side in the flats. It's Nixon. Nixon for 6. And just like that, the Rangers have broken it open in the first.
Well, don't blink, because you might miss something.